Leaving your job, have an old 401k and don't know what to do? This video is perfect for you. Most people don't realize that when you have funds invested in a 401k, you actually don't have immediate access to those funds. You actually need a triggering event. Unlike an IRA, where you can pull money out of the IRA anytime, you just may be subject to tax and a 10% early distribution penalty. But when it comes to a 401k or a 403b or 457b or other defined contribution plan, there are rules. And generally, you need a triggering event to get the money out tax-free. Now, in some cases, there are exceptions. There are some in-plan service opportunities. There's hardship distribution opportunities. And there's also a 401k loan option that will potentially allow you to get some money out of the plan before the age of 59 and a half if you're still employed. But if you leave your job or you have an old 401k from an old employer, what are your options? Well, you have two choices. You can do a direct rollover or an indirect rollover. Direct rollovers can be done anytime you want, 1 million, 10 million times. Just means it needs to go between bank to bank or custodian to custodian. And that can be done unlimited. So Fidelity to IRA Financial, IRA Financial to Vanguard, as long as it goes bank to bank, the funds don't go to you first, that's called a direct rollover. You can do it as many times as you want. An indirect rollover can only be done once every 12 months. And when you get those funds, you only have 60 days to hold them, and then you need to move them to another retirement account. If you fail to do so, they'll be subject to tax and a 10% penalty if you're under the age of 59 and a half. So that's the main difference between a direct rollover, where it goes bank to bank, custodian to custodian, and indirect, where it goes 401k to you and then you to another retirement plan. Indirects can only be done once every 12 months. And you only have 60 days to use those funds before they need to be sent to another retirement account. So once you've decided if you're going to do a direct or indirect rollover, now you get to decide what you're going to do with the money. And you could send it to an IRA. The IRA could be invested in stocks, mutual funds, and even alternative assets if you want to set up a real self-directed IRA. Or you can leave the funds in the plan. If you have less than $5,000, beware, because most employers will send those funds to a custodian through a safe harbor IRA program, which will not give you much return. So what I suggest is once you're going to leave your job, ask human resources what you have in your 401k. Many people don't realize that they have more than they think because the employer adds money through safe harbor or matching contributions. So find out where your money is, find out how much you have, and then know your rules. Rules are direct or indirect. Indirect, once every 12 months, 60 days, could be subject to withholding up to 20%. I suggest you do a direct rollover to an IRA. IRAs give you more investment options than if you left it in a 401k or moved it to a new employer 401k. And then you can decide what you want to invest. And then you will have more control. You'll be able to pull the money out anytime you want because IRAs are not subject to triggering events. And you'll ultimately have more control over your retirement.